Is a step parent responsible for paying child support? Hi, I'm Alicia Kinchla with Kinchla Law, and we're going to talk about step parents and their role in paying child support today. One of the main things that comes down to determining whether or not a step parent is going to be responsible for child support is going to be how they behave after the separation or after the divorce. So, when a person marries into a situation where the other party already has children, we generally expect that parent to come to love that their stepchild, to have an emotional bond with them, and because they're generally living under one roof, they're going to be contributing financially to the well-being of that child. That's understandable. The courts have said that just because you have stepped into this role does not mean that you are going to be financially responsible for this child even after the divorce. Now, when the parties split up and that step parent seeks custodial rights to that child, that is where we kind of see a turn. Now, the courts have allowed step parents to come in and ask for visitation or some type of limited custody rights, and have held that where that has happened and where it's been granted, there is not necessarily an obligation for child support. The court has always looked at what's in the best interest of the child, and where a party has gained a bond with the child where it might be harmful to the child for that person to just be out of that child's life, the court has been willing to grant that step parent some partial rights, and usually in the terms of some type of visitation. Now, in a different situation, the main case that our courts look at in Pennsylvania, there's a difference when a step parent aggressively seeks these rights. So the case in point here is a case called AS versus IS. And in Pennsylvania, a lot of our appellate court cases use only initials, and that is to protect the parties involved. So in AS versus IS, the mother sought to relocate or was looking to move away after she separated and was getting divorced from the husband, the step parent. And the stepfather filed a motion for custody, for shared legal custody and shared physical custody, and to prevent her from relocating across the country with the children. And he was successful. And so the court said, in this situation, you have stood in the shoes of a parent, a doctrine called in loco parentis, and where we think it's in the best interest of the children for you to remain in their life, and they granted him those rights. Now, mother turned around and filed for child support. And initially, the trial court, under the case of Denome versus Nome, citing that particular case, said that this step parent is not responsible for child support because he is not the biological father of the children. Mother filed an appeal, and the appellate court said, look, this is a little different. And the other cases we've generally looked at, a step parent has not tried to put themselves on the same footing as a biological parent. They sought some type of a continued contact with the child, but not to step in the role or shoes of a parent. In this particular case, in AS versus IS, father absolutely did that. He sought to keep this mother, who was perfectly competent in raising her children, from being able to relocate with them. And he was able to aggressively and successfully get shared physical and shared legal custody of the children. And the parents, and then this court said, if you want to act like a parent, you're not only just responsible for them physically, but you're also responsible for them financially. And so the court said that the court remanded the case back down for there to be a determination on that step parent's obligation for child support. So generally what we see here is, again, how have the step parents behaved after the separation and divorce? And generally, has there been a fight for custody that puts them on the same footing as a biological parent? And that is kind of where our cases turn. So I hope that you found this video helpful. Make sure that you speak to an attorney licensed in your area about the facts specific to your case. These videos are not legal advice. They are for informational purposes only. If you would like to contact us about your case, you can schedule a consultation by visiting Kinchla Law, which the link is in our show notes, or by giving us a call. All right, until next time, take care.